Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit quiet for a while because I'll be honest, I've been away for 3 weeks. I've also been doing quite a lot of DIY work around the house, so I haven't had a chance to touch any of the cars, but we are going to be picking up the red Fiat 500 1970 today, and we're just going to be doing a little bit of a sort of a catch up where we're at, what we've done, and going to begin cutting out some of the old dead rusty metal on the driver's side, so floor pan, inner and outer sills, bottom half of inner front arches, and starting to get some of the new panels laid in, and work out where there needs to be a little bit of finessing, manipulation, whatever you want to call it. So what we're going to have a look at doing today, had a little bit of progress, just sort of started to build the shape up on the drip rail down there, so we'll work on that later. Mainly today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be welding a brace across between here and here in order to support this so it doesn't sort of flop in when the structure's cut out, and then we're going to be making an incision across here to remove the outer part of the front wing, which will then expose the interior of the outer sill because it runs up there, underneath there between the A-pillar, and we're going to cut everything out. It's all across here. And obviously we'll leave this structure, main bulkhead, in there, and we're going to cut the inner sill, the outer sill, and we're going to cut the floor out. For the minute we won't be taking all the spot welds out, we'll kind of do that later on, but we'll just do a bit of a chop round in there, try and get rid of all the rust and really see what we're dealing with, so we can start laying up the new panels and begin to start working out how it's going to go back together. This is the moment when restoring a car you really hope your client doesn't turn up and ask how it's going, because it looks particularly drastic right now. But the car's fully in shape. We're braced here. We've got a 1-inch box section brace welded across there. What we've done is cut the floor out. Still some more spot welds need to be split across there to fully remove the inner skin of the floor, and then we can take the pedal assembly out and start building the extending down the bulkhead part where it's rotted through there. There's about 1 million skins of inner arch that have been put on here, so this is all going to need to be cut out and redone and neatened up. Likewise, did a few exploratory cuts up here when we were removing the outer sill. A-pillar's good, just caught it with the grinder there. So the A-pillar is solid, which is nice, and the new outer skin will sit in there, but we've got to remove all of this rubbish up in here because it's all rusty, and I'm not going to do what the previous person did and just lay metal over crappy metal there. We've had to take a little chunk out of the rear bulkhead part here. It's no longer available part, but it was rotten through there, so we've gone back to the solid bit and we'll just build that out of a couple of layers of 2mm steel. Got to actually get a replacement inner panel here because it had gone home a little bit more at the bottom than I'd have liked, and it is a structural piece because it sits against one of the square sort of structural braces at the back there that is welded to that. So that's going to be done first before we start looking at laying up the panels, the inner ones and the outer rockers, sills, whatever you like, to go on there. So that's where we're going to leave it for today. Just a little bit of progress, a few steps backwards before we can take a few steps forwards. So once again, thanks for watching. A bit of a shorter one that time, a little bit drastic, but you've got to cut stuff out before you can start putting fresh metal back in, and that's one of the joys of restoring any old car, especially one that's from the 70s, 60s, anytime they use cheap steel, anytime that stuff has been left by the sea, or has in this case had multiple skins put over rusty layers in the past, and therefore eventually the water creeps in between each of the layers and rusts it all up. So it's about the worst state that you're going to see it in. So if you're interested in seeing actually how do we go from that to a car that has a bit more structure, how do we build the inner layers before putting the outer skins on, then feel free to feel free to subscribe, and to catch the next update where we're going to start putting things back together. Take care.